Greetings, every people. This is your cult of personality here. ToonKritic's name, Toon's the name of my game. Welcome.
Hey guys, it's Keyframe.
How many subscribers do I receive?
Are you?
Go,
Are you really?
Off the rails already.
Why do you guys love to cut off Zach?
It's like I get the ball rolling, I gently nudge it, and then these two come over here and kick the ball like completely out of the backyard. You know.
Are you proud?
Yes.
Anyway, welcome to Roundtable's Magic. We are on Season 2. In the last season, we covered Season 6. Now we begin the lovely journey, as by you guys, as by popular demand, we are starting on Season 2. And what better episode to start that off with than with Luna Eclipsed? You know me, I am of course ToonKritic. We have a bunch of people here. We have British Ninja.
Because doing things in chronological order would just be silly. I am British Ninja. I will be your Keyframe for this evening. I'm helped with my sidekick Lightning Bliss.
I love it, because I did it right this time.
We have Golden Fox.
Hail Moon Butt!
Keyframe is currently incapacitated, so she will not be joining us for this stream, unfortunately. We have Voice of Reason.
Oh goody, a Luna episode. My excitement cannot be contained.
And joining us for this special occasion, we've picked a hell of a guest for this first episode of the new season. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to bring to you CannedCream.
Hello, CannedCream here, aka Luna's best husbando.
I've seen your video, sir. I know how much of a Luna fan you are. I respect your feminism. Feminism?
Feminism? Is that a new term for feminism?
I think it's a new term. I just made it up.
Feminism.
Just say creepy obsession. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows about your Luna boner.
Oh my lord. Professionalism, where did you go?
Ah, jeez. Anyway, so we're gonna get this started. You all know how it works here on Roundtable, so I figure let's let our special guest kick things off. Now, I know how much you love this episode, but you can only pick one thing that you liked, so please go ahead and take it away.
Even though there are a multitude of things that are great about this episode, I can easily pick out the one, and it is the general arc that Luna goes through, because this was the first episode that I ever watched of the series. This was my introduction. I knew like the basics about it, but this is where I got in, and this is where the episode and the series as a whole actually captured me. And that was what happened to Luna throughout this episode. As someone who's been watching cartoons regularly since the late 80s, I've seen a lot of tropes and a lot of storylines happen. And this isn't the first time we've seen the bad guy try to be the good guy, right? This has happened before, and usually the standard affair is, you know, they try to be good, but because of their reputation or because of their past actions, either nobody wants to trust them or there's only like one person on the hero side who trusts them. Things happen, misunderstandings happen. Eventually, at the end of the episode, the bad guy's like, I give up, I'm going to go back to being bad, and then the good guys feel sorry for themselves because they missed out on the chance of reforming someone, right? It's a standard affair.
Yeah.
That is what I was fully expecting this episode. And about halfway through, it was following that arc. We saw that exact thing happen. Luna came down, everyone was still afraid of her. Through a series of misunderstandings and just her general reputation, she kind of made things actually worse for herself. And it's like, and watching that for the first time, I realized, okay, I see exactly where this is going to go. I know exactly what's going to happen. But it was right there on the scene with the bridge where Luna's walking away, her head down, Twilight comes running up behind her. That was a part I was like, okay, now she's going to go back to being evil. What surprised me was that she didn't. Was that she accepted that this was the way things were going to have to be for her, but she still chose to continue on the path that she had taken. That was something I hadn't seen before. That was character development that happened, and then they ran with it. And what made it even better was going back and learning exactly the situations behind why she changed in the first place. It was because she didn't feel loved or respected or cared about that she turned evil in the first place. Now here's that exact same situation again, where she's not being loved, she's not being respected, she's not being cared about, but instead of resorting back to her old ways, she is determined to still be the leader, the princess that Equestria wants and needs. And that's amazing. I love that, and I've loved that character ever since because of that commitment and that strength and that desire to make up for past mistakes and do what she thinks is right, no matter what, even if it means she doesn't get the recognition she so desperately wants for it. I could keep talking for hours about this, but I will cut myself off there.
All right. Who do you pass it off to?
Toon, I'll move it over to you since you're the one who invited me.
All right, that seems fair. So this episode, for the longest time, for me, I feel this is pretty special. This is one of the episodes that really got me hooked on the show, and I think this is the episode that finally made me a brony. So this episode's a little special to me. One big thing that I love about it... Oh, geez. CC, you lagged out there. It's okay. I've been noticing you had that on the pre-show, so it's okay. The one big thing that I love about this episode is that how Twilight acts in this episode. It's interesting to see how she finally is like... We know that she's the main character. She's supposed to be the main character. In this episode, she feels like a main character. She wants to see Luna improve. She wants to see... hopefully some change. She wants the town to accept her. She goes out of her way and she does not quit on that. And it's through that act of resilience and loyalty, I would think, that for the longest time had Twilight right up there as like my second favorite pwn, right behind Rainbow Dash, of course. But no, I loved this episode. I loved the dynamic between these two. I loved how Twilight was able to see the good and make things work in the end in a rather unorthodox way that I can't really talk about the moral because I'm going to save that for somebody else, but it's how everything ties in together and shows that here, this is probably one of Twilight's best episodes, I think, along with Luna. So, that's for me. Who am I going to pass it off to? I will pass it off to... Oh, I know. I'm going to pass it off to the second biggest Luna fanboy in here, Voice of Reason.
Oh,
I hate you. Alright, thing I liked about
Get
this
to the blast
episode-
shelter, people.
Okay, there are actually a couple things I did like in this episode.
Sorry.
Yes,
I was
surprise!
shocked.
I like something in a Luna episode. Shock of all shocks.
Well, you don't have many to choose from.
I think I'll go with something that CR mentioned when he talked about
I'm back.
Luna Eclipsed, and that was just the animation, like the amount of detail that had to go into making each individual costume for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind that again, this is a Halloween episode, and just looking at the backgrounds, or backgrounds and foregrounds, like how many ponies are interacting with the festivities, like seeing all the costumes, like the Jaws pony where he's got the shark on his butt. Or
Was this the first holiday episode as well?
I wouldn't say that. I would say it was the first Halloween-themed episode.
Yeah.
Wait, let me.
That's fair. Anyway, sorry.
All right.
Do you want to count Winter Wrap Up?
No.
That was more. That's more of the season episode, like sort of like Fall with Their Friends.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if we're going back to little clips, just looking at all the costumes, like seeing the Cutie Mark Crusaders as Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and a vampire, or just Pinkie Pie being a chicken throughout the entire episode. That's the one thing I could say that I really enjoyed in Luna Eclipsed. So now I shall pass it off to Blissey.
Okay. I know this is going to sound a little weird, but let me explain. I love the continuity of this episode's setup. Now, we all know that previously Luna had been banished for over 1,000 years. Back 1,000 years ago, things ran a little bit differently in Equestria, so time has passed by for her, and she hasn't realized these changes have occurred. So I love the fact that when she comes to Ponyville to basically reintroduce herself to the citizens, she has really no idea that the culture has kind of changed since then.
The real Canterlot voice.
The royal we.
She only knows what she has known before she was banished, and I love that she's basically a misfit and doesn't know how to behave in that current society anymore, and so I love how they addressed it that way. Excuse me. By, yeah, this is the royal we, and this is the volume when addressing our subjects. And so I can easily relate to her situation at that point, because, yeah, she doesn't get that this is actually a holiday. It's not meant to insult her. It's more like a remembrance. And not for the bad reasons, but to have fun with it, and to no longer make it a serious issue or a serious story, but a fun holiday. And yeah, I just love how they embrace the continuity of that and basically opening her arc. It is what made me appreciate Luna. I'll save my negative, though, for later, but it basically connects to all this. So, yeah, I love the continuity of all that they basically, in art, they literally thought this out. They thought this out, and I give credit to the writers for that. So, on that, who's left?
Ninja. Or Fox.
Just
Ninja or Fox.
Ninja or Fox. Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a golden fox by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mom said to pick the best one, and you are it. Ah, Ninja.
Yay!
Okay.
Look at that, it's Ninja.
Well, I can clearly see which orange one she likes more. Right.
Oh my god.
Oh, come
don't
on.
you start.
It's
I'm
not really
joking,
an
I'm
orange,
joking.
it's more of a
Okay.
tannish.
So my point is going to be a little off tangent to Voice of Reason's one, because he also appreciates the animation and look at this episode. And my little tangent will be talking more about the aesthetic feel and the Halloween look, the costumes, the music. I'd arguably say that this episode captures the visual theme of Halloween more than it captures Christmas. You know, everywhere you look, stuff is happening. Kids are running around, getting spooked. Pinkie Pie's being having a holy, happy hootenanny of a time. You know, Dash is being a prankster in an episode where it's actually acceptable 28 pranks later. For an episode featuring a holiday of the dead, the animators gave it so much life. You know, and one of the best things about this show is that the world that they live in, the characters they have, it's because of moments like these that we have a sense of reality, because we care what happens to the people in this town because of moments like this, because it feels lived in, it feels jolly, it's just great. I have to really give credit to the animators and the aesthetic designers of this episode. They did a grand job. 10 out of 10, best episode ever. You know, it's best in the world. Give it a granny. Give it a granny. Not an actual granny. A Grammy, is it? A Grammy?
Grammy.
I don't know.
Grammy.
Grammy's music.
Granny.
Emmy. You're thinking
Oh.
Emmy.
Give them an award in general. Just take anything. Give them like take a kid's egg and spoon race medal. Give it to them. Don't care about the kid. Push him over.
Oh my god!
I pass it off to the only one who is left, and that is Golden Fox.
All right. I kind of want to add something a little more towards what CannedCream said about the character Luna.
Go ahead.
And that is, I don't know if I'm still in the limelight from Toon here. I appreciate what kind of message this episode was providing. It's more like two episodes rolled into one, and they're very different, but they share a connection with the two. The obvious message is that according to Luna, based off what Luna has been trying to do, everyone deserves a second chance. And after the scenario of what happened with Luna when she became Nightmare Moon and was banished for 1,000 years and so on and so forth, a lot of people were not very they weren't caught up with whether or not they're willing to give her another chance. And that isn't until Twilight had to step in. And that's the kind of message in which can be applied to, I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people, because a lot of people screw up. They put themselves to their lowest ground. It's part of life itself, and it's a huge step in how this is applied to a character who was once a villain and is trying to reform herself. But adding on to the scenario with Luna's character, she knows little to nothing about the current society, as Bliss pointed out. And this actually comes down to a very interesting kind of message in that whatever knowledge you have, pass it on to another. And since Twilight had a lot to learn about friendship, I mean, she was an antisocial, but she learned about the importance of friendship, and now she was giving this out to Luna in the sense of what she can do to acquaint with everybody else and enjoy the festivities of Nightmare Night and so on. And I think that's a very interesting way of just like, whatever knowledge you have, you pass the torch, and I can't find the right words here. I just think that's a very interesting way to put it out to when it comes to what happens in this episode. I'm probably not making sense anymore.
No, it makes sense.
No.
Okay, so that being said, there's nobody else to pass it around to?
Nope.
Nope, give it back to Ninja.
Wait, no,
yeah. Negative.
You start with the
negative. Your negative.
Okay, so I have to go for the negative. I always feel like I want to defend this episode all the time, but I know that it's not perfect. So
according to
I'm just
CannedCream,
going to
it
go
is, so.
I'm going to point out something that I didn't like.
Because it is.
Who said that?
That was CC.
It's CannedCream.
Oh, what did he say?
He said because it
what?
is.
It's a perfect episode.
No, I'm not going to stand by the claim that the episode's perfect. I stand by the philosophy that there's always a yin-yang on everything. There's always flaws, but there's no perfection. Anyways, the thing I didn't like...
Fight.
Shut up.
No, I'm saving my...
God, let me speak. Okay. Alright, so... No, it is not Pinkie Pie. The things about Pinkie Pie, I'll save for another time. It was worse than Philly Vanilli. I'll leave it at that. No,
Ooh.
Yeah. No, the thing I didn't like in the episode, it's a nitpick. I did not like the way the mayor was, like, trying to act like a clown, or that she was dressed up as a clown, but she's saying, like, things like, ooh, spooky and such. Like, that was incredibly cringy to me. And it's not just because I dislike the mayor. Like, I come to hate the mayor after the last roundup. But no, I just didn't like the way she was projecting herself all, like, in this episode saying, ooh, it's spooky Nightmare Night. It's like, you're trying too hard. I can't take you seriously when you're wearing this outfit.
The wig just kills it.
Yeah, it honestly does.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just wasn't a fan of that. So... who went before me?
Ninja.
Bliss, or was it Bridge? Okay, Ninja, I pass it on to you.
Ninja.
Man down.
Ninja.
Hello. Sorry,
Ninja.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm here. Microphone went on mute for some reason.
Okay, so
as a quick
negative.
rebuttal to that. Okay, as a quick rebuttal to that, I'd say that was kind of the point of the super old lady who is trying to get down with the kids. You know, I need kids and they're whippersnappers, they're spooky ghosts. As far as my negatives. Of course, this episode isn't 10 out of 10. Give the kid back his award, give him a lollipop, for his troubles. Take back all the grannies and the Grammys, everything. Just smack it in the face. Now, I don't really have much to complain about. Maybe it's because I haven't seen the episode in a while. I did rewatch it before the show, and I was like, this is fine. Nothing that I could count as, this is evil. I know the voice would probably prove me wrong later, but moving on. Again, it's going back to Pinkie and Dash not understanding the situation that was happening. And granted, that has been shown to be part of their character. But I feel like Dash should have known better not to strike lightning on royalty, someone who previously nearly killed everyone in Forever Night. I feel like that was a kind of a dumb move, personally. Pinkie was just being Pinkie, and she's like, it's okay, everyone has a good scare on Nightmare Night, even if it does emotionally traumatize them, and damn, why am I so stupid? Anyway, I feel like that's my only negative thing to say about it, because again, I haven't watched it in a while, so... who was before me? I forget.
Bliss.
Bliss.
It was Blissy. I pass it off to Lightning Bliss.
Hiya. So, you know, it's not a bad episode, but after watching this and then having a reconnection with Do Princesses Dream of Magical Sheep, here's my biggest complaint. It was covered all too fast. Both these episodes, Luna Eclipsed and Princess Dream of Magic Sheep, have basically taken away that mystery of who she is. She's no longer interesting to me anymore. What I liked about Luna was the mystery and the connection. She was socially awkward because of her banishment. She was socially awkward because of the wrong she has done. I wanted to take that slow and have her slowly reconnect and maybe learn a few lessons on her own. I mean, heck, I would even think in a nutshell she could have her own series. But no, this episode and the other episode later on basically nicks those knots, and she's no longer a mystery to me anymore. Heck, Celestia is more of a mystery to her than she is. I don't know anything about Celestia.
No one does.
The only thing
that's
I
a
know about
double-edged
Celestia
sword,
is
though.
that she sits on her throne and she makes Twilight do everything, and I know deep down she has a reason for it, and I want to know what's going on with Celestia, because
Surely.
Luna's no longer interesting to me. I'm sorry.
Surely it's better to have a character who is
that
mysterious, but
hurts.
then we learn more and gets developed, rather than just have a character that they always leave as a
No,
sort of...
she's been developed. She was developed too dang fast.
Celestia? Yeah, they did.
Luna.
Oh, Luna.
That's my complaint. They developed her all right to the point of what's there to develop now?
Babe, are you...
Well, they can always add new things. You know, the comics version of Luna is so much better than the show version of Luna, if I'm honest. Comics Luna is amazing, and
I have
fight
to
me
agree,
if anyone
actually.
disagrees. Yeah.
No, British has it right.
I mean, I could be wrong. They might come up with something, I hope, but it feels like those two primary things that she had issues with are now nicked. So, yeah, she's no longer interesting to me anymore. She might as well be a character arc completed and moving on. I'd rather find out what's going on with her older sister now. So, yeah, I'm sorry, CannedCream. You can blaspheme all you want, but I am a Celestia pony supporter. So, yeah, it's not Luna's fault. I kind of blame the writers just for moving too fast with her character arc.
You know, I have a feeling
Solar
that...
Empire scum.
I have a feeling it was like that because they... Well, here's the thing. They might have known that they don't have many episodes with Luna to play with. Like, because with other characters, they can have 4 or 5 dash episodes in a season, so they can take that development slowly. But with Luna, she's, gotten 2, 3 over the whole season, with cameos in some?
Yeah.
So, I have a feeling that there is a greater need to escalate that sort of thing. That's not an excuse, but that's sort of like, I think that's how it would have went down.
Okay, here's what could help me reattach with Luna, because I'm not saying she's a bad character. It's just I can't fathom what else they could do with her. But hey, maybe her having more interactions with Celestia, because that was entertaining to watch. Their chemistry as sisters. There we go. There, problem solved. I might still have a focus on Luna after all, but I'm still supporting Celestia. So I said, bring it back to voice.
I'd say episode 100 gave us a nice little sneak peek of how that could go, and I would love to see more of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I was a big fan of that scene. One of the
Well,
good
somebody's
things.
saying that you're typing in the chat.
I typed one message.
She was typing earlier. Near the
What did
start
you
of
type?
Toon Butt. It's okay.
Okay, so
Tunebutt.
that's it.
Guys, I'm not triggered or anything.
No.
I'm bummed. If anything, I'm bummed. That's all.
I feel like
Triggered.
she was saying
Hashtag
that,
triggered.
I have a feeling that you were making him triggered. You were triggering CC.
I'm not intentionally trying
Anyway.
to...
What is it with you and fandomism and triggering people?
Shut up, Mitch.
Yeah, you
Shut-
passing it back to
Wait.
voice?
It is Voice's turn. I do apologize, sir.
Okay, thing I didn't like. Oh boy. All
Maybe
right.
to pick from her.
Yeah, plenty to pick from. I
Now I'm
it was-
triggered.
It was hard to see. Like back when like when the show was still young, around like 2012. I remember the Hub did a poll on for like a Hearts and Hooves Day marathon. They were like, and everyone got to pick their favorite episodes from seasons 1 and 2 leading into Hearts and Hooves Day. And I voted for Lesson Zero because nothing at that time beat out Lesson Zero. I thought that was a near perfect episode. Loved the humor in that was great, and I saw it at number 7. But Lesson Zero is the number 7 best episode. Like, okay, all right. So and then I see a couple more season 1 episodes. Okay, they're well liked, and then I see right at the top is Luna Eclipsed. The fanfic favorite episode of season 2, and at that point was Luna Eclipsed.
Did it even beat Discord? Wow.
Yeah, well, no one picked Return of Harmony.
Was it not allowed?
No, it was up for votes, but it didn't get the votes.
Really? That surprises me because that was amazing.
Now at the time,
I didn't vote for it because it's too long.
Now at that time, I thought, okay, well the show's still young. Number 2, okay, Luna Eclipse, number 2, perfectly fine. And then I would go back to watching it. It was like I go back to watching it like a couple years ago. I forgot what time. I watched it again, and I'm thinking, why does this deserve the fan why is this considered the fan favorite? And all I'm thinking about is it's an okay episode by all stretches. It doesn't really do anything inherently wrong. And I figured out why. The hype for Luna. Because we hadn't seen her since the pilot episodes. We had nothing about her. Like, we were contemplating on what she's going to be like when we first saw her. And that's my negative toward this episode. The hype killed Luna for me. Because everyone saw her as I mentioned this in the Do Princess Dream Magic Sheep review as this misunderstood, completely innocent Whoopi, and then in this episode, I given nothing. Nothing I felt changed from. There was nothing new. I felt like nothing new was explored with her character, outside of she's just kind of misunderstood, and it didn't really help that the townsfolk forgot that, oh, right, she's reformed now.
So, raised expectations, roughly, due to the fandom. I'm not saying that's wrong.
And,
go on, sorry.
Yeah, and that really had a hampering towards Luna as a character, and then going back, watching the pilot episodes, I realized, oh my god, Luna is not that good of a character.
Oh boy, there we go.
Can I get in your hat? I'm in your hat. I'm going in the hat. I'm not coming out.
CannedCream's going Super Saiyan. First you take his hairstyle, and now it's waifu.
I'll be at your house tonight, boys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sleeping well. It was this episode that made me realize that we're hyping up a spoiled brat.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Coming out of the hat. We hyped up a spoiled brat for this long, and it didn't help that Do Princess Dream Magic Sheep pretty much killed Luna's character. So it's because of Luna Eclipsed that I now hate Luna.
How is she a spoiled brat?
Yeah, I had to ask.
Here we go.
Okay, let's. What was? How do I put this?
You wanted attention, she didn't get it, so she had attention and she got banished. Now she has to reform herself, which is a way of deserving attention.
So her reaction was, hold the sun hostage.
She did kind of take over the world over the fact that she didn't get attention.
Yeah,
that's Starlight level.
Look,
I mentioned this in my...
No, listen.
Stop.
Hey, guys, let CC talk. Let CC talk.
Okay.
If anyone here had the power to take over the world, you would do it.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I would.
See?
If I could say.
You may say, Kate.
It's been implied in the show that the princesses ruled for a long, long time. And after a while of getting whittled down of, I'm going to always be in this person's shadow, I will never be viewed as important. It's not like they were the princesses for a year and then it was like, oh, Luna Celestia is liked more. It was probably decades, maybe even centuries.
Yeah.
After that long, she has the right to get like that. She felt like the less, when you feel that less of, oh, I'm second banana, am I? Yeah, when you are counted as a key part of the whole celestial cycle, and you're viewed as the second banana, I can see why she would finally snap. That's centuries of whittling down. Patience only lasts for so long.
May I say something?
Okay.
Let's go, Bliss. One at a time.
In defense for both CannedCream and Voice, I see both sides. Now, if I am a citizen and I'm seeing this psychotic alicorn taking the son hostage over because I wasn't paying attention to her as much as her sister, wow, you are really overreacting. Now, that's from a citizen's point of view. But as Luna's point of view, I can see how she feels. Nobody here, I repeat, nobody here wants to feel left out or secondhand or in somebody's shadow. We all want that same amount of attention that our colleagues get, that our friends get, heck, maybe even celebrities get. So on one end, yeah, she overreacted. But on the other, when you're just when you feel that neglected and you have that power at your disposal and nothing's changing or has not changed for that freaking long, as Kieran pointed out, I actually see why she reacted that way. So, yes to both. And that is all.
So, all right. Well, in that case, before I pass it back to Toon, I'll just say one more thing about Luna. I don't relate to someone who decides to hide the family car keys, preventing a parent or sibling from getting their job just so they can get a car of their own. Toon, you're up.
Alright, I'm sorry, can I just cut in for a brief second? As a rebuttal to Keyframe.
Alright, Ninja, you may. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's one question that everyone kind of just left. It's the elephant in the room. Over those hundreds of centuries of years, not once did she try and talk to anyone about these problems? Not once did she try, hey sister, this is kind of an annoying thing. No, she just let it all build up because, I don't know.
We don't know that. That's the thing.
Wait,
yeah. And that's the problem with speculation. It's why you can't say these kind of things of hundreds of years. What we know is that ponies enjoyed Celestia's day more than Luna's night, and that got to her, and that's what caused it.
Well,
which is
then, okay, then I have a counter argument to that. Maybe she felt like she shouldn't have to. It should. Okay, and here comes the bratty part.
Yep.
Yeah.
She feels privileged.
She feels entitled to love.
She is entitled. Because Celestia gets that attention, why doesn't she automatically? Celestia automatically got that attention, why isn't she?
And again, a logical character. It's why this loop never works, is because a logical character, that problem is solved by talking. And throughout the entire millions of years, it seems illogical that she would never talk to someone.
Did Celestia never stop to ask if she was okay?
All right.
Yeah, this is going a tad off tangent.
But yeah, we do know we're talking about Luna Eclipsed, right? We're not talking about we can talk about Luna as a character, but that's for future episodes and whatnot. Not just future episodes, but also things that have happened in the past. Now, I'm going to add one small part to that. I think from a citizen's standpoint, and also from Luna's point, I want you to imagine that, let's say your sister has like this really cool, like, let's say she's performing music for somebody and everybody's hooked, everybody loves it. Then you get up and like everybody's leaving and nobody cares because everybody's asleep. Now, if I was Luna, I'd be a little bit pissed that my work is not being appreciated because everybody's sleeping and missing it and not caring about it. So you can understand from that perspective. However, that does not justify holding the sun hostage and doing all that stuff. Like, I think that's a little bit extreme, so I will agree with Voice on that.
Isn't it also extreme to oversimplify her character as just a spoiled brat? I just think that hyperbole is too much.
That's why on Roundtable's Magic, I always have the belief that you can have opinions even if they are wrong. Now, my point...
Hey, I coined that phrase.
I was going to use that joke.
Yeah, hashtag wrong opinions is my thing.
Okay, so the one thing I did not like about this episode I really did not like... it was a combination of both of them. I didn't like Pinky or Rainbow Dash in this episode. Pinky especially, because...
I disagree. Because in this episode, they at least had Pinky up front to talk about it, even willing to make to come to terms with Luna. As for Dash, yeah, she was a bit of a jerk in the episode. In Philly Vanilli, when she was acting the way she did, none of the main six bothered to talk to her, saying, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah. You know,
So
I
apologize either.
This was Toon's point.
Okay, so the reason I didn't like Pinky in this episode, with all the stuff she was doing, just like, oh, no, run away, it's Nyra Moon, run away, ah! All the kids knew what was going on, but basically, this entire celebration, it's like everybody knew except Luna, who has no idea what this holiday is about, or why people are so scared, or why people are, like, freaking out, and she's freaking out as well, because she's just like, oh my god, everyone hates me, why does everyone hate me, oh god, I'm about to have a nervous breakdown, I thought I wanted to change, people don't like me, what the hell's going on, and she just goes through all this spiraling down. Simple solution would have been, hey, Pinky, first off, shut up. Second, you do realize what you're doing is not exactly helping Luna, because Luna's honestly thinking that nobody likes her? Why don't you just be upfront and say, oh no, you know, it's fun to be scared. Why didn't you say that in the beginning? Then we wouldn't have Luna freaking out thinking, oh, nobody likes me anymore. Fine, I'm just gonna go and be mean to like everybody now. Fine, like, this holiday will be no more. And this is where I'm looking at Pinky like, are you gonna say something? Do you have something to share with the class, Pinky? No, please, come on up.
Toon. You're basically asking Pinkie Pie the element of fun or laughter to be logical.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, something.
The one time Pinky's not talking.
Yeah.
You're asking her to be reasonable and logical.
Something has just occurred to me. This kind of thing. The point where Luna talks about that we will no longer have Nightmare Night kind of makes sense, considering that the whole point of Nightmare Night was celebrating the fact that she was a monster at some point. Like,
Luna didn't know this. Nobody freaking told her.
If I knew about that, if I knew people were celebrating because I was an evil son of a bitch a long time ago, I would take away the holiday as well. Because that really sucks. That's just a reminder that she was a monster, you know? Like, I think Luna was completely logical to take away the holiday. And sorry, keep going. That was just something I thought of.
No, it's kind of like how it's kind of like this guy, like, he was once like a killer or whatever, and now he's all reformed and nice, and then like they celebrate a holiday about killing, and he's just like, wait a minute, no, I don't want to do that again. No, why are you looking at me like that? I'm not like that anymore. What the heck? Guys, no, stop. Yeah. It's something like that. This was
personal.
This was personal. I mean, I wouldn't want to have a holiday celebrated after. Imagine if there was like a cartoons holiday. You know, I don't want to be celebrated for the fact that I was cartoons. I've moved past that. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to walk around seeing everyone dressed up as cartoons and celebrating cartoons and be like, okay, can we calm down for a second? But okay.
Oh, amigos, Key-Tunes here.
Oh god, that would be such a nightmare.
She's risen from the dead.
Bring it back.
But with Rainbow Dash in this episode...
Ugh.
Rainbow, I love you, but can you not be a jerk for, like, 5 minutes? Because it's partially your fault that right when we were getting somewhere with Luna and Twilight, everything was about to work out, and they'd just be like, I'm gonna scare people, You ruined a perfectly good moment. You need to sit in the timeout corner.
I'm sorry, Zach, you did a great point, but can you do that voice again?
I'm gonna scare people. I'm Rainbow Dash.
I want to be in the Wonder Boot.
I want to be a Wonder Boot.
God.
Anyway.
Okay, Mr. CannedCream, do you have a possible negative of this episode?
This is your last chance.
I don't know. Do I have to keep those voices going, or?
Heard the door. I'm CannedCream. I love Luna. I'm sorry.
I'm CannedCream and like the episode.
I'm sorry, Cece. Go ahead.
It's like I'm actually there. Oh,
We're terrible
all right.
people.
A little bit. I'm great. The rest of you are awful.
Hey!
Jesus.
I'm adding a mustache to your vectors, mister.
Oh, I might look good with the mustache. Get back to me on that. All right,
Anyway.
all right. I can't procrastinate anymore. Yeah, okay. I do enjoy the episode. I do think it's a great episode. But the problem with the episode is the same problem that almost every MLP episode has, and that is for the plot to go forward, and in many cases for the plot to happen at all, characters need to make really, really stupid decisions and stupid choices and just stupid actions in general. I believe everyone here covered it very well between Pinky and Rainbow Dash, but you can also add in, Applejack being afraid of Luna despite the fact that she was frickin' there when she was reformed. Half the town was there for her ceremony and they're all terrified of her. The only one acting with a hint of sense is frickin' Twilight herself. Everyone else is flippin' shit. And they were there. Half of them were actually there. I mean, heck, you can even throw Celestia under the bus a little for, we don't know how much time passed between, episode 2 and Luna Eclipsed. But it had to have at least been a couple of days. You'd think at some point Celestia would have been like, oh, by the way, we talk like this now, and this has changed, and oh, here's what your holiday is about. But at no point in this episode until the very end does anyone frickin' talk to each other. And there is nothing more infuriating about a plot than when the entire antithesis of it, when the entire problem could be resolved by people just sitting down and having a 3 frickin' minute conversation, and that can end all the problems.
Yeah, it took 4 more seasons to actually get to that lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still have that problem.
Yeah, I can completely see the point of the towns, kind of. If I found out that there was a murderer in my town, and he killed a bunch of people, but he was reformed and he wasn't about that life. If I saw him on Halloween, I'd be like, oh, you go over there. I'm just gonna stand here.
I came back to a murderer.
Well, yeah, like if seeing Nightmare Moon on Nightmare Night was probably terrifying for people.
To be fair, Luna did not help the situation. This would be like said murderer jumping out of the back of an unmarked white van covered in jam,
kids, wanna see a
holding
dead
2
body?
knives. Yeah.
Like, hi guys.
Hey, Bart, check out my hockey mask and chainsaw.
But no, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. I made my point.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So I
opened
think
the
that
floor.
I think that nicely wraps everything up here. That went on a little better than expected. Other than the whole Luna debate.
Mm-hmm. Well, the episode's about Luna. It's fine.
Okay, so now that we're at the end of this, if you've made it all the way to the end and actually watched this whole thing instead of jumping around all over the place, go ahead and put down in the comments what's your... What?
More like hashtag triggered.
No, hashtag ToonButt.
Toonbutt, either Toonbutt or Fanimism.
Feminine. How do you even spell that, Bliss?
Actually, no, probably no. Hang on. The best one would be hashtag Rainbowdash.
Rainbow. How do I Rainbow?
I am Rainbowdash.
Don't scare people.
But yes, go ahead and put down the comments.
Oh, hail Celestia!
What is your...
Press on
Punch you in the mouth.
Go ahead and
Fight me,
put down
bro!
in the chat what your favorite princess is.
Obviously, it's the Cult of Discord.
I mean, you guys are all wrong. You gotta
Yeah.
be a crystal warrior.
I mean, if you really want to put down the ultimate princess here. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not that vain. Never
Actually,
mind.
wait, you know what? Let's do a little bit of a lightning round. Let's do a little bit of a lightning round. CannedCream, I obviously don't need to ask you because the answer is obvious. Voice,
Sunbutt.
Golden Fox,
Luna.
British Ninja.
Oh, that's difficult.
I'm putting you on the spot. Pick one.
Sunbutt.
Did
Flurry
CC
Heart
say
isn't a
Flurry
princess.
Heart? I was
am
about
not
to
accepting
say
that McDonald's McFlurry as like a
McDonald's
princess.
Excuse me, are you going to ask me, Toon?
Keyframe.
No, you should be asleep. The chat wants you to go to bed.
Princess Minamore Cadenza.
Boo.
An odd choice. Blissey.
Celestia.
And mine is Luna. So we have quite a few. We have quite a few Lunas, a few Celestias. That one Cadence in the corner.
I just told Josh that I laid down the bomb. Praise Luna. I mean, not Luna. Celestia. Praise Celestia.
She said it. She said it.
No, I said Celestia. I said Celestia. I say it again. All hail the sun.
Deus Vult, praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
Hey,
Guys.
Hey, folks, I got a suggestion. How about we praise all the princesses because they all got their roles in the hierarchy and all contribute to Equestria, and we should.
No, they don't.
No, this is the internet. We only deal in absolutes.
Yes. There is nothing but wrong opinions unless you're British Ninja. It's fact.
But gradients are beautiful.
Gentle Colts and sick keyframe. I might be getting Marinapped.
What?
Oh dear.
In the middle of this podcast? Are you serious?
It's almost over! I don't know what to do. He's cold.
Wait a minute. Josh is in the chat right now.
Yeah, because I told him that I'm throwing down with CannedCream.
Oh,
hell,
dear.
Princess Sud Butt.
Should I add Josh
Zach,
in here?
I was gonna say, you think of what I'm thinking.
Do it for the post show.
Yeah, post show.
Okay, yeah, all right. So, with that being said, thank you all for turning out for this lovely, lovely podcast that I'm glad did not devolve into I'm right, Celestia is better, or I'm right, Luna is better. It's obviously Luna.
Are you serious?
But that's
That
okay.
is literally what I've been saying the entire
If you're
thing.
listening to British at any point.
I did not have a title. Do not call me Princess Blissey. Ugh.
Where's your tiara?
My
Yes.
closet. God, shut up.
Join us next week where we have Tricky Fox with us, and we will be discussing. Now, I could not figure out which episode to pick, so he decided to pick one from one of the 12 choices that us 6 decided to pick down. We will be discussing next week. Read It and Weep.
Interesting. Yes, I like that one. That's neat. You know what we should do, Zach? We should gather up all the Poke nerds and do a Sun and Moon podcast.
Oh boy, there's
That'd be
gonna be
great.
a lot of us.
Hey, Princess Bliss!
But anyways, thank you all for turning out for this. Go ahead, if you've been watching this live, you are all awesome. Go ahead and follow my Twitch to be notified whenever these streams happen. These Roundtable streams usually happen on Sundays, but for the rare exception, it is Saturday today. I also do streams on Tuesdays and Fridays. Go ahead and subscribe to everybody, especially CannedCream. Did I say Cream? Oh my freaking god! I slurred
Yes,
the
you did.
word. CannedCream.
You know how I feel. Now you
Go
know how
subscribe to CannedCream because he is still one of the best reviewers in our community. One of the longest staying reviewers. One of the OGs, in fact, with his freaking Pony Creator OC. We love you, but you need an
Canned
update.
cream, packaged produce.
I am about to murder about half of these people in the chat room. They keep calling me Princess Bliss one more time.
Big sis, Princess Bliss.
Anyway,
Make fun of her.
Gonna be in the list.
there will of course be a post show, so thank you all for turning out for this, and we will see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.